Yo, what's up, guys? The MMA analyst. Here to give you my betting picks for UFC on Fuel TV3. As you can see, I'm on my cell phone, or you can't see, but you know there's something wrong with the video. I don't know what's going on with my computer actually, so I gotta put it on this and all type of craziness going on. But anyways, I gotta get these videos out. At least, obviously, my betting picks. So that's what this is, and let's get right down to it. Chan Sung Jung versus Dustin Poirier. This is going to be a platinum pick for Dustin Poirier. Basically, I see Poirier being able to keep the fight on the feet if he wants. If it does go to the ground, Chan Sung Jung does have the ability, off of his back, with some pretty nice jiu-jitsu. But I do have Poirier still, even on the ground, being able to avoid any submissions and whatnot. One sec here. So, if Chan Sung Jung's going to win this fight, he could, try and catch Poirier on the feet, finish him with the submission or whatnot. But I don't think he's going to be able to do that. Poirier has the better wrestling. I think he will depict where the fight goes, and I think wherever it does go, although he does have to worry about Chan Sung Jung pretty much all over, I do think that he will be able to avoid the dangers of Chan Sung Jung and end up winning via. I'm going to go with this is a 5-rounder, so I don't think it's going to go all 5. Probably a second or third round finish for Dustin Poirier. Donald Cerrone versus Jeremy Stephens. This one here is going to be a diamond pick for Donald Cerrone. Basically, if Jeremy Stephens wants to fight it out on the feet, he's the kind of guy that, he's heavy with every punch. He's swinging, going for the knockout. I don't see it happening. Donald Cerrone's got the reach. He's got the more technical strikes. And then if Jeremy Stephens is on his, game planning mode and wants to take the fight to the ground, like he tried to against, who was that he faced against Anthony Pettis, I still think even then, if he were to get the fight to the ground, Donald Cerrone is able to get back to his feet or even submit Jeremy Stephens from the bottom. So I do have Donald Cerrone being better everywhere. The one thing Donald Cerrone has to worry about, I think, is getting caught by a wild strike by Jeremy Stephens. But I don't think he will. Again, it is a diamond pick for Donald Cerrone. Next, Amir Sadollah versus Jorge Lopez. I've got Amir Sadollah taking this. I'm going to go with a gold pick for Amir Sadollah. I think similar to the Donald Cerrone Jeremy Stephens fight, Amir Sadollah keeps this on the feet, uses a superior Muay Thai. Lopez, looking to get in close, trying to tag him, maybe get it to the ground. But I see Sadollah being able to keep the fight on the feet and have the more crisp strikes. And I have Amir Sadollah winning via decision. Also, same thing with Donald Cerrone. Donald Cerrone winning via decision. Alright. Next fight, Yves Jabouin versus Jeff Hougland. This is going to be a do not bet. I do think, just for the record, that Yves Jabouin will be able to step away with the win here. However, based on his ability to keep the fight on the feet and his tendency to go for wild strikes, I think that does open him up to be able to get taken down. At the same time, Hougland is not exactly the greatest wrestler. If he does have troubles getting Yves Jabouin to the ground, he's going to get knocked out pretty quick. I do think the latter will happen. I think that Yves Jabouin will land the shots before Hougland is able to drag it down to the ground. But it's not something that I'm suggesting you actually bet money on. It's a do not bet, but again, I do think Yves Jabouin is going to win. Fabio Maldonado versus Igor Pokrajac. This is a great fight. This is probably fight of the night, if not Donald Cerrone versus Jeremy Stephens. Maldonado, great boxing, can take crazy punishment, body shots. He likes to throw. Igor Pokrajac, heavy striker. He does have wrestling background. If he wants to take this fight to the ground, that's a better situation for him. Because on the feet, I think he's just going to get outboxed, as would most in the UFC's heavyweight division, by Fabio Maldonado. Biggest problem with Maldonado is he does take a lot of shots, and he actually will stick his chin out like, hit me. He can't do that here. I think if Maldonado goes out there and, puts the pressure on Pokrajac, avoids the heavy shots, doesn't put his own chin out there to get hit, I think he has this win. And it won by a decision. It is a gold pick for Fabio Maldonado. Tom Lawlor versus Jason MacDonald. Gold pick for Tom Lawlor. Jason MacDonald, obviously very good on the ground. Off his back, he can make things happen. But I think Tom Lawlor is going to be strong enough, talented enough to not get caught in any kind of submissions by Jason MacDonald. I don't even know if this fight will make it to the ground. As long as Tom Lawlor doesn't gas, he should be able to stuff any kind of takedown attempts by MacDonald. I do have Tom Lawlor controlling the fight on the feet, stuffing takedowns. If he does, if he is taken down, it could even be Jason MacDonald pulling guard. Or another thing could be Tom could just actually take down MacDonald, close to the end of every round, and just avoid submissions there. I think Tom Lawlor will get the win. Again, it's a gold pick for Tom Lawlor. Cody McKenzie, Marcus LeVesseur. Marcus LeVesseur, new to the UFC, very much wrestling-oriented background. 296-0 in high school, or 155 and 0 in college. Just solid all around, wrestling-wise. And he's actually coming as a favorite, but I wouldn't put his wrestling up against McKenzie at this point. McKenzie, obviously, on point with the guillotine. That's pretty much all he has, and somebody that's going for takedowns, which Marcus LeVesseur will be doing, will most likely have problems with that guillotine. And until LeVesseur shows you that he can hang with a Cody McKenzie or whatever it's called, then I'm going to say do not bet. I do have Cody McKenzie winning this fight, though. Probably by guillotine, but I will not be betting it. If you did want to just put money on a submission of the night, clearly a McKenzie team would likely get him the submission of the night. So, for me, it's kind of a do not bet as a bet, but if you want to pick Cody McKenzie by guillotine and maybe submission of the night, that's not exactly a do not bet, but yeah, it's kind of weird. I do think Cody McKenzie will win, and if he does win, via submission and sub of the night. So, I don't know. Take that how you want. Brad Tavares versus Dongi. This is another do not bet. I do think Brad Tavares is going to be able to win this fight. He's going to be able to keep the fight on the feet. Use strikes. Pretty well-rounded fighter. But at the end of the day, I'm going to advise a do not bet. TJ Grant over Carlo Prater. Carlo Prater's last fight was one of the worst wins you could ever get. He basically got rocked by Eric Silva. I think it was a diamond pick for Eric Silva. I said Silva would knock him out the first round. He was about to do that, and then I think Steve Mazzagatti stood him up and disqualified him for hitting him in the back of the head. Horrible. Anyways, I think in this fight, Carlo Prater will lose to TJ Grant, who will be able to get the takedowns, just be stronger with the wrestling, and win a decision. I think it's going to be a gold pick for TJ Grant. Prater, he's not like he's new on the ground. He's a black belt himself in jiu-jitsu, but I think the wrestling of TJ Grant will be the deciding factor here. Rafael dos Anjos, platinum pick over Kamal Shalorus. Shalorus is a wrestler with he tries to strike, he tries to go crazy with the punches. I don't think it's going to work out for him. He has serious issues with gas tank. Dos Anjos, great on the ground. Shalorus, very wild. I basically see Dos Anjos being able to win this fight wherever it goes. Yeah, and Shalorus, he's old. And like I said, the gas tank is the biggest issue. Even if Shalorus could do something early in the fight, I think Dos Anjos weathers the storm and ends up winning via submission or decision. I'm going to go with submission, second round for Rafael Dos Anjos. Jeff Curran, silver pick over Johnny Eduardo. Both these guys, ground fighters. Jeff Curran is the better of the two, in my opinion. Definitely has the experience factor on his side. And, he's coming off a loss to Scott Jorgensen. But I don't think Johnny Eduardo is going to be able to take out Jeff Curran. So I'm going to go with Jeff Curran's jiu-jitsu over Johnny Eduardo's jiu-jitsu. And lastly, Alex Soto, Francisco Rivera. I do have Francisco Rivera winning this fight. I'm going to go gold pick Francisco Rivera to defeat Alex Soto. Pretty good odds in this fight here. If you wanted to, let me see, what are the odds for... I guess it's minus 240. I didn't think it would be that high. So it's not the greatest, but it's still a gold pick for Francisco Rivera. I do think he'll be able to basically win this fight wherever it goes. Alex Soto, he's kind of just average everywhere, and Rivera is better than him in every aspect of MMA. So I do have Francisco Rivera being able to win the fight. Gold pick, but both of these guys very, very low on the totem pole in the bantamweight division. So, that's why it's such a low pick for them. So there you go. Those are my picks. Submission of the night, potentially again. Cody McKenzie. Fight of the night, Donald Cerrone, Jeremy Stephens, or Fabio Maldonado, Igor Pokrajac. And knockout of the night. I'm just looking up and down right now. Fabio Maldonado definitely could knock out Pokrajac. If Pokrajac were to win, it would be by a pretty big knockout. I don't necessarily see that happening with Fabio Maldonado, though. With Fabio Maldonado, crazy ability to take punishment. And, so maybe Fabio Maldonado if that fight doesn't go to the decision. So there you go. Those are my picks for UFC on Fuel, I believe, 3. Good luck. Bet responsibly. MMA, it's important. Peace.